Alright, give me. Let's see what story we're going to pick up on now. What do we got going on? What is the main focus of the universe? What is the main storyline affecting the collective right now? It might not be yours. It could be somebody around you. Alright, we got Pisces. We got 3. That could be third-party situations or coming together as a team. You get that Pisces, you get that yin and yang, fish pull in 2 different directions. I call them the crazy cat lady type of energy going on here. So they're coming out into the sun. Man, there is a lot. Alright. There is definitely a strong pull by the universe, a universal knowing, a guidance, synchronicities, all that are all in line pointing in one direction, right? There's this big crossroad though. It's like a decision, right? It's a decision. What do you really want? Right? We got this feminine rune here. It could be a feminine that needs to make a decision on what they really want, or a masculine that needs to make a decision on a feminine, right? Got a lot of intuition here. Like a lot of, it doesn't make sense. I don't know how I know. I just know type of energy, right? I get with the way communication came out. Don't mind my hiccups right now, man. It's just started as soon as I hit record. So we get these rings of communication that were way off to the side, right? Intuition was way up here. So it's like an intuition that nobody's talking about, right? And the crossroads that they're coming to. And then you have rings over here of communication, right? So it's like there's miles away between the intuition and action, and between the action and communication here. That makes any sense to anybody? Let's see what we got going on here. This is it, boys. This is war. What are we waiting for? Why don't we make the rules already? Never want to leave the hype. Stand up for the black and white. Tries twice as hard. There they go again to Jackal style. That's alright. Found a murder in my bed tonight. You know, I get a lot of these stories about romantic stories, man, but you really want to get into the realism, romance of the notebook and things like that. What? Someone's dealing with someone who doesn't remember who they are. You know, someone's faced a lot of and overcome a lot. Like, they fast forward so much of that movie from when they decided to stay together, and then it just fast forwards to the nursing home at the end. And that's not always how the story goes. I mean, sometimes it's as simple as you're a kid in college with your college sweetheart, and y'all decide to make a big move, and then after the move you found out a girl before you met your college sweetheart is having a baby. And then you get through that phase, and then you find out that your college sweetheart who's now your fiance is pregnant, and she's having a baby, and then she has a baby, and then a few years later, you've done move, you've done change life, you're being a responsible adult, you're working on a boat, right? And your fiance, your mother of your child, the baby is sick. She's got a fever so bad that she stops talking. All these things start to happen, right? Baby mom is pregnant again. She ends up having this baby 10 weeks early. Well, after that, she starts to have a lot of health problems. The next thing you know, she's having parts removed left and right. Then the next thing you know, she's got seizures, and every now and then she forgets who the fuck you are, and you have to sit there and notebook her back to reality. Now, that doesn't sound nearly as romantic, does it? To go from that in 3 years, from 20 to 23, right? That doesn't sound romantic at all, does it? I mean, it is. Technically, it is. Technically, it's some of the most romantic shit you'll ever see. There's a lot of pressure on one young man, though. You know, and it's a lot going on for everybody that's involved in the situation. But that's the realism of it, right? Even in the notebook, his family comes to visit them there, and his family doesn't just miss her. They miss him because he's staying there with her. There's a whole family dynamic that goes on with that stuff, right? It's not really romantic. That's just a movie. I get the image a lot of like when you're trying to watch a musical and then you watch a musical that doesn't have the sound added to the end, right? When you're watching something in mid-production, when you watch a movie before they add the CGI, or when you watch a movie before they add, right? You know, that's the ideal of romance. That's not what realistically is romantic, right? Romance isn't the major part of the story. It's the moments that you get to share, right? Alright. So, with that being the main message that's coming through, that's crazy, alright? Now we're done with our daily dose of realism, right? We definitely have on the 3D, we have someone who is starting to manifest, someone who's figuring out how to be the magician, someone who is balancing out the difference between illusions and visualizations to manifest, right? There's this fine balance when you get the magician, right, where you have to project an air of success even if you don't feel very successful in order to gain fluidity with feeling successful. Get what I'm saying? There's someone in the middle of this, right? There's someone who is definitely working towards their 9 of Cups, right? They have had a solid focus on something, right? They are making the best out of a bad situation, but I feel like, right, they've collected these sunflowers. They're sitting here on the edge of the wall. They're looking up. This person is definitely optimistic, right? Gain. They're looking to what gains they can get, right? You got this star here. The star is guiding them. I feel like the star that's guiding them, I'm not sure if it's the devil itself or if it feels like a devil entrapment. Like the pull is so strong, it feels like it could be something toxic, but at the same time, I feel like this person is really chained together with another toxic individual, right? It's like, yeah. This person clearly they would not feel the star, they would not feel the game, they would not be searching for their 10 of Cups and building their manifestation mode if they felt any type of safety or clarity with the people that they're dealing with right now. I feel like they are chained and bound to these people due to toxicity, right? Due to some sort of like, and usually we go with addiction, right? Or something like that. Keeps this person's paying for all of that, right? They're stuck in this web, tied up with all this nonsense. On the 4D, on the 40, I've got this person's mind's on an empress that has taken off, right? This person has put some distance in between y'all, right? It doesn't matter. Physical distance doesn't really matter when there's a connection, but this person's definitely put some distance, right? And this other person feels like they've kind of reaped what they sow. I love how he's carrying so much, right? 7 of Pentacles is always my or the 7 of Coins in this deck, but it's always the you reap what you sow, right? And it's shouldering all this bullshit for other people, right? 7s is about lies and deceptions too, right? And this is just someone who's just carrying a bunch of shit. They've planted these seeds of intentions, and now they're reaping what they sow. They're carrying more than they can possibly carry and reasonably think to exist. It causes nothing but conflict and keeps them dragged down, right? Which is the goal of the person in the devil chain card, right? They want this person conflicted. They want them stuck. They want them to carry their burdens for them. I think this person is finally starting to see this. But they haven't set sail yet and their ship hasn't come in yet, but I think they're realizing what's causing all the real conflicts in their life. Not the person who's coming and quote unquote disturbing your peace. It's kind of your idea of what peace is, right? You're realizing that your peace isn't peace. Your peace is just you carrying a workload for everybody else with no reward. Got the Five of Swords again here. This fight goes all the way up to the 5D. That means you're fighting people's toxic 5D selves along with other people's enlightened 5D selves. If you don't believe me, I mean, angels and demons are cut from the same cloth, y'all. All demons are fallen angels. Same side, different side of the same coin, right? There's definitely some conflicts that are still going on that have bled all the way through. There is a ton of passion that goes in one direction, right? There is definitely a ton of passion. But it feels like there's a block to this Ten of Pentacles. And there's the block, it comes from some judgment. There's a judgment here and the Wheel of Fortune reversed. I want to get a little bit more on this. Alright. Because we got the judgment here with this door open and the energy flowing out, and then we got this Wheel of Fortune reversed, this Ten of Pentacles reversed. What I'm getting right, look, this person, devil, this person cannot see the forest for the trees in front of their face. They cannot see the forest for the trees in front of their face. That is what has them trapped in this situation, right? This is not a normal card. Where's my phone? This is not a normal card. This has that canoe. What do we got? We got canoe. We got someone with a harp on a boat. Got the moon, a question mark. I want to see what the definition of the word is before I use it. Call it the age of ignorance. To be ignorant on anything is a willful choice. Takes 2 seconds to look something up. A state of being pleasantly lost in one's thoughts, a daydream. A knock at the door broke her reverie. Alright, so this is like sleep perchance to dream. Right? It even has that notebook theme, the canoe, playing music to them in the canoe. Look how beautiful, right? But that's all just a dream. It's all just a daydream. Right? It's all just a daydream because you're really stuck in this toxic ass force, right? There is victory to be had. And here we go. When you get it down to where it starts like coming down these lines, and this is how I read my cards, right? So it's coming down this lines, right? What's causing the conflicts and what's in between this Ace of Wands? What? Not being able to see the forest through the trees, lost in the devil's woods, right? The devil's woods. Oh my God. All right. What's blocking you between the Ace of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles? What? Sleep perchance to dreams. Dreams stay dreams until you make them a reality, right? You can't make them a reality. So, of course, Ten of Pentacles is blocked off for you. But victory is there for you? Well, you've got a judgment to make. Are you going to walk through that door or not? I get the real strong sense that somebody has been standing around with their foot. See, This is what messes everybody up in today's world. Because there is no clear lines anymore for that friend zone shit, right? You used to be able to just put a solid line down and everybody knew where they were, right? You were in the friend zone until you were invited out of the friend zone. This is someone who likes to stick their foot in the door of the friend zone and play those damn friends with benefit games, things like that. Yeah, they're seriously flirtatious with people they shouldn't be flirtatious with. They seem like they're offering invitations out, and they like to keep their options open. Now, this is someone who keeps their foot half in and half out of that door of judgment. They don't want to make a leap, right? They're scared to step fully through the door and to see what's there. What's through the other side of that door? Victory is on the other side of that door, but you have to make the decision to want to change. You want that wheel to start turning. You want to get out of the forest of the devil's forest here and get that wheel of fortune start turning again. This was reversed up here, right? Notice the Queen of Swords bird unleashed, right? And fighting snakes here. One snake's eating itself, one snake's fighting the bird, another bird's coming out from over here, right? There has to be, in order for the wheel to get turning again, yeah, you got to fix the wheel. You got to figure out why it's broken. You got to figure out what's got it stuck, what's gumming up the works. From what I can see, the works is whoever this person is, right? They've got their foot in and out of this door. There's victory on the other side of the door, but they've got to be able to take that fool's leap. Got a King of Wands and a King of Swords here. This is someone who is very passionate, right? I get some crazy energy here with this King of Wands. Has some crazy energy. More vibrant than they probably even realize that they've got going on around them, just swirling around this person, right? You've got this King of Swords here. So this is a defensive, intellectual person. This person's not stupid. Yeah. But instead of the chaos with the birds, right, they kind of got, look, they got their ducks in a row, right? But I got this 10 of Cups reversed here in between the two of these. I feel like this person, despite the King of Wands, despite the King of Swords here, the Two of Chalices, that happy home life is not finding a balance, right? There's a manifesting energy here that is calling to them to go in a certain direction in order to solve this Ten of Chalices problem, right? And that's the King of Pentacles, right? That's grabbing the bull by the horns here, right? It's time to grab the bull by the horns. Two of Wands, make a decision. Not even, it's very, very weird, but I've got, like, it's kind of like how on the other readings we had that Three of Wands where he was standing there on the edge. You had the two wands beside him and the one wand reached up. You've got somebody over here on the other side of that ravine, right? And she's holding the two wands, but the third wand is just like it's intuition and foresight, but there's no preparation. Whereas the other person has intuition, foresight, and preparation all in work. This one is just intuition and foresight and just casting out into the universe that intention and waiting for it to come in, right? I love this pond full of lilies there, too. Alright. Interesting. There's a lot going on with this full moon. What past life energies do we have? someone, yeah, you guys are carrying a lot of wars and battles. You guys have been through many, many battles, either together or one person has. There's this deep, 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 deep connection with a nature and trees for one of you. So I can even get it that somebody's past lives are more centered in wars and battles, whereas the other person has more of a nature-based center, right? Today for tomorrow. Now that is that revere thing again. What? I'm just gonna. It's okay. Today was a bad day. Tomorrow will be better. Today was a bad day. Tomorrow will be better. Today is a bad day. Tomorrow will be better. Oh, once I get past this next thing, then it'll be better. Once I get past this next thing, then it'll be better. But you're playing the same damn games with the same people over and over and over again. No, it's never going to get better. It will be the same day, the same week, the same month, the same year, over and over and over again until somebody decides to make a decision to decide that they want a different tomorrow. That they're ready to have a good tomorrow, not this illusion of tomorrow. It's time to bring the power. Time to bring the thunder. Why do I get Thor in there with that? Let's get a story time. We haven't done that in a minute. Ooh. I get that from damn Puss in Boots, right? The sun. Alright, I believe this is Shrek's story. $31, the sun, the ace of diamonds, opportunity, success, and vitality. In the tale of Little Daylight, a beautiful young princess is cursed to sleep through each day and awaken each night, transformed into an old woman. She is doomed until her hero arrives. When he sees her as an old, dying woman, he feels sorry for the old woman, so he kisses her, and that breaks the spell. You see, the sun is shining down on them in this card because he was successful. Surrounding them are resilient moonflowers, which represent the cycles of the Princess Daylight and had to go what the cycles Princess Daylight had to go through before her own reward came. The prince took the opportunity to kiss an old woman out of the goodness of his heart, and when the sun shines in your reading, good things are coming. The world will sparkle with chances for you. Look for openings in your life when you take advantage of them. Success will naturally follow. Sometimes those lucky events can be disguised like the Princess Daylight in her crone form. It's not always easy to see the potentials for success, so when the sun shines, pay attention to hidden opportunities and avenues for growth. And when the sun is overhead, good things are coming your way. There's definitely a lot of promise for good things coming your way. You just got to be able, you got to decide you want to change. You have to decide that it's enough with people that you're dealing with. I mean, that's all there is to it. Let's see. I mean, I say that too. It's like you gotta be clear what you expect out of life and what you want out of life, right? Like I've said this before to people. I was like, I was watching some Jordan Patterson earlier, and he always starts with the home, and he always starts he's like, even if you don't have a home, just your room. It's something about, your space and making space for your space. And if you can't do anything else, if there's nothing in your world you can fix or you can do, I guarantee you there's a load of laundry waiting for you somewhere. There's a sink full of dishes waiting for you somewhere. There's a dirty toilet. There's a disorganized room. There's a bed that needs to be made. There is something right around you that can improve your life in about 5 to 10 minutes if you just look around your house. It would improve your life, right? And I know that sounds so weird, but yeah, it is. It's how well you treat yourself, what your expectations are out of life, right? Alright. Let me just get one. One at a time. I'm just going to take the top card. I'm not taking these big stacks of piles anymore. Do you see how it listened? Do you see? I'm not crazy. These things do this to me all the time. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Is that not what I just said, right? That goes down to that big speech that one admiral or somebody gave that talks about making your bed is so important in the morning, right? Because it checks off something off your to-do list already, so it gives you that dopamine of accomplishment first thing in the morning. When a child speaks, listen. There's something about listening to a child when they speak. Sometimes children have the most enlightenment into life. They have that perspective that you're looking for. I also was talking about this with other people too. It's like, I've babysat a lot in my life, and I've taken kids from one situation to another, the kids that have lived in, whatever, right? And it doesn't matter how they acted at a family reunion or whatever, or how they acted in this sense or that sense, right? And they cuss, or they talk in slang, or they act like they're big gangbangers, but then when I get them, and I get them around a bunch of kids that are acting normal and behaving themselves, and then we go out and do something fun with them, and they're all on their best behavior. It'll be this child who's never been really asked to step up into these behaviors before will immediately follow these behaviors. Why? Because deep down, children already know what they want. They know the answer. What they truly believe that it should be the way that they see it, like on TV. It should be unconditional love, and it should be, families stay together, and it should be, there should be this, sitcom standard, you know what I'm saying, to life. And it's not that you're older that the world beats into you that that's not normality, but there's a great many places in this world where that is normal. I mean, you can't tell me otherwise. I grew up on Long Island. I grew up in the land of the suburban. Like, that's where the original suburbanites came from, was Long Island. The first planned neighborhood was from there, right? All kids dream of that. All kids dream of that. They don't lose that until they start getting jaded. A young child wants a stable basic home, wants a stable mother, stable masculine, stable feminine energy, doesn't matter genders with that, right? And to feel safe and protected, and to feel like the world makes some sort of sense, and, monsters don't win all the time. The universe is trying to fuck with me. I refuse to engage. The universe fucking with you. You are actually telling the truth. Funny! I do that all the time. Yet people always act surprised. Why do you want to marry me? So I can kiss you anytime I want. Now that movie was a little bit more believable in some sense. That was Sweet Home Alabama there. Did you hear I was happy and just want to mess it up? Yeah. Somebody deals with these toxic ass trolls that come back into their life anytime they feel like they're about to make a move, right? There's nothing new under the sun. Yeah, this person's in a Groundhog Day spiral in their life, right? There's nothing new under the sun. It's going to be the same bullshit day in, day out, month after month, year after year. I personally, blessed be, that's it. Personally, in my life, it was following the Mercury retrogrades that really set it off for me. It was following the Mercury retrogrades. It was every single time the Mercury retrogrades happened, the same problem would happen. Usually with the vehicle, I would have the same response, and then I had to figure out how to change that. And then it came down to Like, you could figure out it's the same thing. You can watch other people in relationships, right? They'll go through the summer, hot girl summer. That's when all the cheating and all the bullshit goes down, right? And then it's always that those certain set of people that are like, oh, well, you know, now that summer's over and we're getting closer to the holidays, I don't want to be single for the holidays, so we'll wait till after the holidays, and then we wait till after the holidays, and then it's somebody's birthday, and then it's spring, and I don't feel like competing with all these other bitches in the spring with summer coming up, and then summer comes up, and where are we again? The same exact circle over and over and over again. These people come in and out of your life at the same exact times over and over again. They'll have the same problems over and over again. It'll be the same excuses over and over again. It'll be the same exact fight, verbatim, over and over and over again. If you are stuck in a groundhog state, get out. It's your decision. You have to make a decision to move and get out of that. You have to figure out where the patterns are, and once you know where the patterns are, you know which ones you want to break, and whichever ones that you break, you need to replace that with a healthy pattern to replace it with, right? And start with things that you could fix directly in front of you. It doesn't have to be some grand thing with the relationship or anything else like that. What? Get up, clean your house, clean your room, right? I don't know, quit smoking. Decide to take a walk every time you're stressed out instead of smoking a cigarette. Decide to drink mugwort tea in the evening instead of alcohol. Think of, you know, different things that you could fix right now in your settings right now to put you in a higher vibration than you were yesterday. What would it hurt? What would it hurt if you woke up tomorrow and decided to just be the best version of yourself, and then you woke up the next day and did the same thing? And it doesn't matter if you make it through the day being the best version of yourself through every single thing that happens that day. No, that's not the goal. The goal is not to make it through the day as the best version of yourself. The goal is to wake up the next morning with the goal to be the best version of yourself. That's the secret. You keep waking up as the best version of yourself, the longer you'll make it each day, and it starts with small, tiny steps to your surroundings and your patterns to create that, to break it, to bring the change. If you want positive change, start making positive adjustments. If you can make negative adjustments that easy, fall into addictions, fall into toxic food, fall into alcohol, fall into video games, fall into all that shit, why can't you fall into the positive shit? The negative shit has led you into this Groundhog Day spiral. No matter how much you try to escape from it and drop toasters in your tub, it doesn't matter. You keep waking up the same shitty life day after day after day, no matter how much you try to sabotage it. Do you see the metaphor here? You have to break it. You have to decide to do something different. You have to decide to what? Instead of what he was doing, just trying to off himself, like he tried to kill himself a whole bunch of times, and then it's like finally he decides what he's going to try to woo the girl today instead of trying to do all this other shit. What they don't get into that movie is that, I'm not going to get into the whole psychology of that movie. They said that that the character in that movie, according to the script, was stuck in the same day for like 30 years. Just to put that into a perspective there for somebody. Alright, blessed be all those who walk these weird and winding paths with me. I love y'all, and I'll be back as soon as I can, I promise.